Are you letting your girl go on a girls trip? Yes or no?
Absolutely. My girl's on a girls trip right now.
I'm pro girls trip for sure. I think I've let my girl go on a lot of girls trips, and that's why I never let her do nothing. Like my girl just goes on girls trips, and I don't really think about it because she want to travel, and I don't really give a fuck about traveling. So she's big on like, yo, I'm gonna live my life. Whatever you want to do, like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see places, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm opposite. You like I love to travel. I think it's like a big part of my life, and it's something I really want to do more. And that's why this one hurts. My girl's in Brazil right now for Carnival. A dream of mine is to go to Brazil. Without a doubt, it's always been on that short list of places I need to see. And it looks like they're probably having a great time at Carnival, you know. And I did get the invite, but sometimes you have to turn it down. You know what I mean? Just in terms of like these are all your friends. Nobody else is bringing a boyfriend.
It's the group.
It's important that you have these moments with your friends. It's important that we do things apart. I don't need to be there all the time. We have trust, so I don't feel like I need to be there policing you.
Yes.
But yeah, I was mad jealous, bro. It was really hard for me to talk about this trip with her. No lie, like leading up to it, because I'm like a little bit just hurt that you're gonna be all having the time of your life in Brazil at Carnival with all these fucking Brazilians, and I'm gonna be here with Osei and Miles, you know?
I think that a big thing is it's okay. Like being jealous on that level makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a traveling person, like I could see being like, yo, I just want to be outside too. Like I want to go. And I think it helps too when you trust the friends. Like I'm fly with all of my girls' friends. So I also am like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think those are also people that will like vouch for me when I'm there and not there.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, I don't like do your thing. You know, I think that's a big thing.
It's all jokes. I'm so happy for her. She's getting these incredible cultural and worldly experiences. Yeah, I'm happy for her. Will I be taking a solo trip or a guy's trip as soon as I get a little bit of bread? For sure, yeah. You don't just get to up the score on me and then you get to come with me on my next trip. We gonna even it out. I'm gonna go somewhere you probably always wanted to go and have never been before.
You're petty. You gotta,
but it's all good as long as she holds the same energy and maybe is a little jealous, but wishes me the best. You know what I mean? I'm going to Colombia with the dogs, and I'm gonna see what she thinks about it.
Colombia.
I'm going to Cartagena.
We gotta do Miami, guys. But that's what's fire too. Like when we were talking about that, like I told my girlfriend like we want to do Miami. She was like encouraging us to just go because she wasn't trying to do Miami. Like, but then she's talking about wanting to go to like a Denmark, and I'm like, yo, I'm never going to Denmark, bro. Fuck, am I going to a place that's cold and has bad food? Like, I'm not.
That sounds like my hometown.
You know, I can't do that. How do you feel about the girls' trip though?
Yeah, I'm for girls trips. I think if like my girl asked for permission to go, like
ask for permission.
That's fire.
You think she has to ask for permission for the girls trip?
Yeah, I think she should run it by me.
Not running it by you as in like, is this okay? But just telling you this is something that I'm gonna do.
I feel like if she wants to go on a trip by herself with her girlfriends and I don't know them, or even if I do know them, it's like, all right, I would like you to map out the plan. How long are you going to be there? Where are you staying? All this different type of stuff. And then I can approve it. Like, all right, cool.
You don't need to approve it though.
No, because it's like, bro, like realistically, like, is there something we can't do together? You know? Like,
do you want to go on every trip with
Why do you want to go to Madrid by yourself?
Do you want to go on every trip with your girl? Do you feel like you need to be on every trip with your girl?
No, and that's why I want her to run it by me, because I might be like, I don't feel like going, you know? So you could just go.
But you can't just go on all the so she can't do the extra fun ones without you.
No.
Why?
Bro, if she just came up to me and was like, hey, I'm going to this place next week, like, and she didn't run it by me, I'm feeling some type of way.
Why? She doesn't have to run it by you.
Because relationship is about communication.
But well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she could, what if she's involved in telling you about the whole planning process, but you're just not included in the plans?
I would then ask, why am I not included? Did you not think that I may want to go?
Because she wants to go with her friends.
Why?
Why would she want to go with you plus her friends?
But I'm asking, why am I not invited?
Because she wants to go with her friends.
But if I go out to the store and get some food and eat it myself, then she's mad that I didn't get anything for her. That's how I see that. It's like, bro, you got to run it. You got to run it by.
I think, no. Because I think having friends and being in a relationship, should be two separate things.
For sure.
You should have
1,000%.
a different type of fun and do different things with your friends than what you do in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, so I think that if she wants to go out with her girlfriends and just do that vibe in a different country for a couple of days, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be involved in those plans.
No, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
like, if she doesn't even say anything, then
She
like,
should
it's
say,
crazy.
she should let you know, like, hey, I'm doing this
Okay. And I'll be like, why? Why do you want to do it?
because I want to hang out with my friends.
Okay, fine. Then you can go. But that, like, still run it by me. Like, yeah.
Nigga, you sound like a parent.
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro. If she's not gonna run it by me, then I'm not going for that. If she's just like, oh, I'm going, and you have no say in it, I'll be like, all right, like that's the type of relationship we're gonna have. Like,
I think you all.
if I was going to Colombia, I'd tell you.
But
I
yeah, I mean,
appreciate-
that's what you need to do is keep both sides of the coin. So like, if you're doing that, that is signaling that you want a relationship where you also need to run things by her.
Yes.
And if that's the kind of relationship you want, that's cool. But it needs to go both ways.
And I think that whether we say it or not, eventually all relationships become that because like you're so tied, your lives are so interconnected. Like financially even. It's like, bro, if I just want to, well, you talked about San Diego, bro. I hate to keep bringing it back up because you didn't actually want to go. But it's like, if you wanted to pick up and go somewhere else during the fires because you felt unsafe, you would have to run it by your relationship.
That's
You
a
feel me?
safety thing. But outside of safety for my life, because I can't, it's not a have to.
Mhm.
I think that's what you're misconstruing about that whole situation too.
Mhm.
It's not a I have to run this by her. It's I care about this other human being's life and I would like to make sure she is safe and protected as well as myself.
And that's what I'm saying. Is that, why is she just picking up and going without me
This
and
is
with no
nothing about
notice?
this is no safety concern.
Mhm.
This is her just wanting to go on vacation.
I think
you should
anybody
talk about
traveling
it.
to a foreign country, like there's a safety concern.
And that's why I think that like when I do this, because I again, like y'all know, vacationing is like just traveling is not a big thing, but my girl loves to go places. I overly do that. Like, yo, like, let's make sure you're safe.
yeah.
Like, how are you doing this? What are the precautions? When I say talk me through things, like it's like, okay, like let's just make sure, like, what can I do to help research to make sure that you're safe? But I have no desire to fucking go. You know what I mean? But I also think that there's situations where just me and her could travel. Or maybe if we have a big group and multiple people are bringing couples, friends, like we did with Cabo and things like that, then I'm like, okay, that's fly. But I do think that there's girl trip time, guy trip time. And for me, you should always talk about it and bring it up while it's being planned, like just being like, hey, this is something that me and so want to do.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I think that is also the equivalent of what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
run it by me. You feel me?
But I couldn't say no.
Because let's.
yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
I'm just more like, I'm asking more questions. I'm breaking it down. I'm like, okay, so like, where are you going? What are you doing? Because let's be real, bro. We're Americans. You feel me? How much have you guys traveled outside the U.S.? I assume you guys have like a decent amount. Or
No,
not at all?
like once.
And you?
I've been to like Mexico, Thailand,
Okay.
New Zealand.
Oh, no, okay, so you've been places.
Canada,
Bro,
yeah.
I feel like I've traveled a good amount, just like my parents. I've had the privilege of my parents bringing me around to different countries or whatever. And like I also have just like a little bit of like, you know what I'm saying, like cultural experience where like I know how we're perceived. Bro, Americans are either perceived as a lick or people don't like us outside the
Yeah.
country, especially right now. So I'm saying all the Americans that are going to Brazil, all the Americans that are going to Jamaica, all the Americans that are going to even places in Europe, bro, that's how they're viewing you, bro. Americans are not viewed as friends.
Yeah.
I actually experienced that the most when I went to Afro Nation Portugal because it was a bunch of like people from the diaspora all congregated in Portugal. And the moment I said I was American, bro, like people like literally looked at me and talked to me differently because I guess the whole point of that shit was like, we're here to celebrate like being African and listen to African music. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny. It's like almost being American takes away from that. I don't think that that's necessarily a good thing. I think that that's something I just noticed and I feel like that's bad. But like I was much better off saying I was like from Ghana or like and then born in the US, you know what I mean? But when I said I was American, it was a different thing. It was almost unfriendly.
Yeah.
I think that the way we're perceived right now is crazy. And that's why I'm like, when people want to do these trips to Colombia, Brazil, wherever, I'm a little skeptical of the whole thing because I'm like, you guys are going into environments you don't even know just because you want to be a tourist. But that shit isn't necessarily safe. Also, if you're here wilding, I don't even want to see what you're doing like overseas.
But that's what I'm saying. You're because niggas is not. You expect niggas to not travel? People are gonna travel.
I expect
and be tact.
I am personally not going to Brazil for Carnival. Sorry to speak on Brazil. Let me speak on something else. I'm not going for like these major holidays that are the celebration of nationality.
But you just did last year.
For what?
To the Pan-African thing, right?
Yeah, but that's a festival. That's a music festival. That's
what Carnival is.
And that's something that I like am a part of. Like, I'm not going to Brazil for Carnival. I'm not a part of that culture.
I feel what you're saying.
Wait, so can I go to Afro Nation?
You can go, but I think when you go into those spaces, you need a tour guide. If I was going to go to Brazil, I got a friend from high school that is literally born in Sao Paulo that I'll be like, yo, bro, like, take me here.
I guess that's why I feel better too, because they're all there with somebody who lives there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I just don't agree with that mindset because I think people should, as someone who hasn't traveled the world, I think it's very important for Americans to get that experience. I think you should encourage people to go to other places and humble yourself and realize all the shit and all the things that are going on in the rest of the world. And you shouldn't like approach it with like this fear or hesitation. You should rather look at it as, like you said, like acknowledge that and move respectfully. Acknowledge that you are an outsider here. There is a whole other culture, a whole other way of life that you are not privy to. And you shouldn't come here to impose your expectations on these people. You should come here to learn, be respectful, and just be an outsider. You are going to be an outsider. You're not going to ingratiate yourself in this culture during your short stay, but just be respectful of it.
And that's why I like to go with people that are not necessarily outsiders or have ties.
But you can't always do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I am probably just going places where I can't do that.
Exactly. So you're not gonna ever go places where you don't have a specific tour guide?
I literally told Ken, I was like, bro, if you go to Japan, like the next time you go to Japan, let me know because I want to go there. And you literally have experience and like ties there and like could help me navigate the space that I'm not gonna be able to do by myself.
But if you didn't, like I feel like you could find someone that's not a personal friend, you could still find some people and talk to some people out there and like learn the culture and get guided that way. I don't think you should fear travel just because you don't have a nigga who you know there.
It's not about fear, bro. I question people's motives. Like, I remember, especially during the pandemic, like, mad people were going to Puerto Rico and just trashing the place, you know what I mean? And just, like, using it as a place to escape COVID. And, like, that, to me, is, like, irresponsible. And I feel like when we think about these, like, big festivals and big events, I think people just go to wild out. I don't think they're there to appreciate the people, appreciate the culture. You feel me? I think they're just there because they heard it's lit.
I agree, but I think if you go with good intentions, it's a fire thing. But you're right. If you go in with those intentions and like that kind of just selfish mindset, it's gonna go left.
And that is why I ask questions. Bro. I don't know
if that's your whole motivation behind the girls' trip.
Why is this man waiting for you in the parking lot for an hour? Why are you going to Brazil for Carnival?
You know?
What is the intention?
Why did you move to New York?
Is safety part of the plan?
I think safety is most. I don't think.
If not, then I don't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we just gotta live two separate lives, bro.
None of the reasons that you just said were safety.
I know.
You concluded with something that you haven't even touched on for 20 minutes.
He was caping. End of stories though. Let your girl go on that girl's trip. You take a guy's trip. See the world, guys.
Hey guys, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. I'm speaking to y'all out there discovering our podcast. If you agree with me, I need you to drop a comment. If you think I'm wildin', don't drop. You could drop a comment saying I'm wildin'. But if you agree with me, bro, we need that voice. You feel me? I need a comment in the comments below.
You didn't
please
say nothing.
I just said everything. Anyway, moving on.
For watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.